Hi, my name is Erin Perkins. This is my introduction video for AEP 855, the Educational Leadership. For someone to introduce you to my family, I am the mother of four. I have twins who just started first grade this week, a 4-year-old boy, and then my beautiful 4-month-old little girl. We just got back from a vacation to Destin, Florida this summer. We currently live in Topeka, Kansas, so we had a great time exploring the beach for the first time and made plenty of memories for my little kids. So um, there's my family. In my experience, I've spent 12 years as a special education teacher. 7 of those have been for the Auburn-Washburn School District here south of Topeka, where I work in a special purpose day school for kids with emotional and behavioral needs. They are middle schoolers and high schoolers who have an IEP for some sort of emotional disturbance. I got my bachelor's degree, a dual bachelor's from Benedictine College in both special education and elementary education. When I took a look at this readings here and taking a look at how politics can influence schools, but not necessarily school leaders, some of the things that I gathered were you've got the politicians who make certain laws, but school leaders have to balance the laws for what is good for really all students. Not every decision is going to be a political one. And you have to take those decisions that get made by lawmakers and help generate those out to the students that you serve. Schools within themselves operate on their own political levels with hierarchies and global economies within themselves as well. So knowing your chains of command, how that fits and plays with politics on a local level, and then all the decisions that get made on a higher level from there. The standard split, like why following guidelines, meaning procedures, that's really seems to be deemed more necessary and must be accounted for. You need to know exactly what those laws that the politicians have made and being able to follow through even your micro politics within a school. But the more politics from administrators, as those skills will best serve students by being an advocate for those within the community. It's not just enough to know, but also be able to do. So being able to focus on learning the doing part, not just the knowledge, but the practical aspects of it too, and how to take again those laws and distribute those through your community, take what's within your community and send that out to people that make the laws as well. So when you're looking at using the standards and how they call for direct action, you're using lots of case studies to be able to learn from previous political actions, studying multiple facets of school leadership through these various different cases gives you a balance for all the different issues that surround leadership. Taking direct action is a civic duty for someone who is in charge, so to speak. You can't just be sitting there and running the show without knowing exactly what's going on, or calling other people to action to advocate for the needs that you see. And action is the avenue for change and for student advocacy. So being a leader calls you to be a political activist for students. You need to speak up for the resources for them, knowing where those resources are coming from, your state or federal funds, being able to translate those needs within the schools to those sources of income. So again, knowing your population that's around you and and then speaking up for what it is that that population needs. Um, so your connection between the feelings and strategic thinking, politics provide a good starting point. They give guidelines for what should happen, and then you need to take those politics, apply them across the board for a variety of needs in the student population and for what's overall best for kids. In my thoughts, politics seem to play a bigger role than I necessarily care to admit, and being able to navigate through the communication channels and the proper hierarchies is key to getting those building needs met. So being able to work within these systems is something that you have to learn to do. So like I said, speaking up is a necessity. Sometimes rocking the boat is what you need to do. Neither one of those things are necessarily things that come naturally to me, but I have been putting a lot of effort lately into being more vocal professionally, whether that's with my coworkers or with my principals in my buildings and other district-wide staff, to be able to speak up for what it is that I need in my classroom, and then being able to translate as that need arises as being an administrator. How this will happen really for me is just getting that exposure, having those real conversations and shadowing administrators and their firsthand experiences with school politics, and then just being able to gain more knowledge and skills throughout this course.